Hi guys, welcome back to MK Sportscars, back in the workshop. It's getting a little bit chillier out there, but it's still a bit of fun in these cars because it's still nice and dry. In fact, it was what, about 16, 17 degrees I think on this week. So if you're still looking to get into a car, you've still got time to get that last run out. But what we're going to kick off with here with the newest model to the range, which is the Sprint 185. Now, if you've been following us on the YouTube channel there, you'd have seen this car in development. It's the new 2-litre Dura-Power engine, got Gen V throttle bodies on this particular one with the Mazda NC 5-speed gearbox, and the rest of it is all our billet aluminium corners and everything else, pretty much what we use on all of the cup cars in the range. Now, this week we've been on with tuning it, getting it through the emissions, getting it dialed in, ready for its IVA debut, which was this week, which I'm pleased to say, first time pass on this, and the examiner actually was very complimentary about the car, the way it drives, how feel it is, because it's very light on the steering. This car, fully IVA laden, with full tank of fuel and everything, was 560 kilos, which we are quite impressed with, to be honest with you. And there was weight you could pull out of it here or there and everywhere. Obviously you got 30 kilos worth of fuel in the petrol tank there, so you know it's 530. It's just pretty light, you know, nothing special. We've not done any super lightweight stuff on this. It's just the normal way of the range. You need down to your creature comforts of your padded tunnel top, and everything else is fully catalytic converter, everything else in here, all the gauges, all the nice instruments in here. These work extremely well actually, super pleased with those. Really can dial it in, all the electrics are nice and tidy in here. It's got a little bit, what we're doing is taking it off now, and just because we're going to fit either a screen or an aero screen, we're not sure yet, we're going to make a decision on that. So that's the only reason we've sort of got that off, and just a few little fettling bits that we're doing. And it's this will go onto a full dyno though, and we will get that done down at our guys at RLM, and Rich there and his team will get this on a dyno, and we'll see where the numbers fall. We know it's going to be around the 185 horsepower because that's generally what these have. We've done these in the past, these type of engines, and that's generally where they seem to sit in that sort of region. So this particular car hopefully will be on the road very, very soon. It's Sprint number 1. It's the first edition, Sprint 1 of 10 that we're making in this colour scheme with the red and the gold stripe. Now, if you want to know more about this range, you know what you need to do, don't you guys? Yes, pick up the phone or come down and see us at factory, or go online and book a date online actually. I'm sure Lewis will throw some links down there. You can just schedule your time in here to come in. We can take you out in this, give you a test drive. I think this will tick all the boxes. It's just super, super clean, really nice, very, very easy to drive actually. Myself and Joseph had a little drive out in this, and I can't believe how easy it is to drive. It's super comfortable, super light, pedals are nice, brakes are nice, steering's nice, and this torque on this low down torque on this engine is, I can't wait to see the torque number that comes out of this actually, because it just pulls away with no throttle and just a lift of clutch, and that's with no idle control valve. So super happy with it, super stoked. Sprint 185, you know you want it. Right guys, new product alert, boop, 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 new product. Yes, here we go. What we got going on? So normally with the cup cars we do this nice little perspex wind deflector. It really does work. You can't believe how much of a difference that makes to helmet lift, non-helmet lift. I can go along, cruise along the road with my glasses on, doesn't blow them off at sort of national speed limits, no problem at all. But we've had feedbacks that on the track days and everything else, it's great for the driver, but the passenger here gets their head blown off. So we've made this, which is basically the same, but both sides now. So you've got a twin clear perspex aero screen. How good's that? Well, so you can see through here, because a lot of what we get is people going on track more and want to see this wheel. So you get near the curves, you wouldn't be able to see it. So the carbon aero screens, they really do work extremely well, but you have, if you're a bit short like me, you can't see that tyre there. It's a bit of a challenge when you put the aero screen on, whereas this, you can see through it, you can see through this section, and then both passenger and driver is going to keep the wind out of their helmet. And the helmets, because you get helmet lift, it gets under here, pushes your helmet up and pushes away. So same as on the road, when you're going down the road, you can just wear a bobble hat and glasses, and it does actually, that small amount of deflection pushes it over the top of your head. So these are one available on the website. Look up for the aero screens on there. We've got a few of these landed in stock now, ready to do, very simple to fix. You can either nut and bolt them through, or you can use a riv nut. Either way, we make them so we do them with riv nuts here, so we can take it off, clean it, do what we want with it as well, which makes life a lot easier. You can do a single or double one. So, you want to know? There you go, guy. Problem solved. Nice little new product, aero screen. Next up we have the RX5 MC with the Yamaha R1 engine in there. It's the 5VY, 1000cc engine. Again, similar horsepower, make about 185 horsepower. We've had a bit of an IVA fest over the last 2 weeks with 6 cars going out for tests and 6 cars all passing first time, and pretty much you at home as a home builder, there's no reason why you can't achieve the same results, because we're building them exactly as we would do in the manuals and the guidelines, and the services and guidelines that we offer you, it's exactly the same way. So they do fly through normally pretty easily, as long as you're a little bit more diligent on stuff like prepping the IVA stuff, making sure all your nut covers are done and all the trims done. Again, there is a video link, and maybe you'll stick it up there again, Lewis. We've done a couple of IVA videos to help you as a consumer of an MK, or even if it's another brand or a different type of car, to help you through the process. Now, this particular car, we've done a little oil change on it and a few other little bits after IVA. And one thing, we got a little question on this standard brakes, which is a standard Mazda caliper under here, not the wheeled one. Do they fit under the 13-inch wheel? Well, this is the 15-inch wheel that normally comes on the Mazda. It's been painted nicely and all nicely detailed, but we tried the CXR, which is this one, and we have to do the same job as we do with the wheelwood. So we put a little wheel spacer in here. It's a little 6mm wheel spacer here, and that's on which to clear the caliper on the wheelwood. That same spacer, you use that on this particular caliper, which is a standard one, and you can then fit the 13-inch wheels on there with the 256mm vented disc. Now, if you're going to a VVT that has a 270 disc, it won't fit under the 13-inch wheel. You have to go to a 15. But that's just to give you an insight. This car now has been buttoned up. Just got to do a little road test, throw a quick map on it that we've got, and this car's for sale. This was built by Colchester Institute College, really nice done. It's like in a Porsche yellow. It probably needs a stripe or some individuality put into this car, because I think they always look nicer with a stripe or something else, but it's a blank canvas for anybody or new potential owner on this. So we're getting it onto registration. You can be the first owner of this car. So if you want to know for information about this particular one, which is the RX5 MC, let's show you the engine while we're there. You can hook us up on a phone call or an email, or come and see it here at the factory. We can take you out in it, and you can be the new owner of this lovely little car, paddle shift and everything. I mean, it's a lovely little clean, super tidy little car, all painted in, as say, this Porsche yellow, really nice. So let's move on, let's see what else we've got going on. Right, let's head on down to Peter's car, and oh, there's another one that passed IVA this week, a booster powered RX5 MC. So that's Jim's car, just literally passed on Friday, and we move on down here to Peter's car. Now we've been fitting lots of bits to this. We've had this go into paint. I can't remember the blue, its exact cool colour actually, but it is very, very metallic, very, very nice. Joe's just been with kid gloves fitting all the bodywork on this, trimming it all up, fitting all the holes for the roll cages. We've carpeted all the interiors here. That's all done, back panel done, interior panels done to stop the vibration sound. So if you can hear there, and then there is a difference in sound between the two. It's different. So we've got the rear arches going on, and then we're in with all the light packs started to be fitted on this particular car. As I say, we're going to be doing the new style nut light pack that we do with the all-in-one LED light with fog light here, which is on the Sprint car, which I'm sure you'll shoot a picture up in a minute. Lewis off, we're doing that on this particular one, and the clear light LED pack. Such a nice paint job, really nice. So we're on with this one. All the other bits are fitted body panels we've put up out the way in case they get marked. We put them all out the way, they've all been dry fitted. Now we're on with wiring. It's got the drive-by-wire throttle bodies on here, which is gem-free stuff. This is a big booster on here as well, so it's going to make big power. Peter's going to be a very happy boy when this one starts giving on song. It is awesome. So just like little things like here, this is where we fit on our particular one. This is where we fit the drive-by-wire. So it's a little cable, comes off your throttle pedal here, and it actuates this, and then electronically sends it up to the motor on the side of the throttle body, so you can have flat upshift and flat downshift. So that's where we fit the motor, and the fuse box is normally mounted down in here, which will get fitted as well in that sense as well. So that's all coming together really quite nicely, and we'll move on. What's next? What's next, Lewis?
S2000.
S2000. Right, let's start off with Honda's finest, the F20C S2000 engine. Great engine, loved them. Don't do so many now because K20's kind of taken over, because these are getting very hard to get hold of. Prices have gone up astronomically on them, so you're better off going a K20 route most of the time now. You'll get them considerably cheaper. These are sort of, they used to get them for 3 to 4. I think you see them between 5 and 6, even if you can find them now. They're getting very hard, but it's a great engine. What we've done with this, well, the engine had to come out because the clutch slave cylinder, which is mounted right down in here, is impossible to get to when it's in situ. Lewis can't even get his camera in there, it's that tight, but if you can see my fingertips, you can just about touch it down there. So we had to chop the engine out quickly, bolt that back on, get that all fitted up and bled up, so the clutch is now operational, which is good. We fitted all the exhaust system on, that's all been done, clearances and cat link pipe here, with the lambda sensor gone in and wired up now, and with the carbon silencer, which is very nice bit of kit, all in situ. Front end, we had to do some tweaking and modifying on that as well, just getting the front uprights. These are the earlier versions that we used to do. Obviously we moved on to the different billet style now ones, but it's the same setup. This hub's the same, it's only that upright there that's changed. Then we've been on with coolant packs. So this has got the 55mm radiator, 19-row oil cooler, and all the matching orange hoses all plumbed in, coolant lines all done. Fan on here, we tend to run a 120 watt fan, tells you on the back here, 120 watt, between a 10 inch and a 12 inch, depending on what we're doing with what cooling packs and everything else, but this is more than ample with a 10 inch fan on there, 120 watt as well, to give you an idea. And then we're on with, well, we plug and play with the wiring, because it's an OMX 710 ECU, and I know that because it says it on there, look, OMX 710. No, I knew that. You can use other stuff. You can use motorsport electronics. Early stuff we always did with OMX, and they're good guys and it works. We know there's good maps, we just throw them in, and it tends to work pretty well with them. No issues at all. And then interior, back panels and carbon panels, interiors, these have all been cut, ready and trimmed. These were a blank panel basically, so we had to trim and fit and modify all of these, cut all the holes and all the bracketry out, which has been done here, ready to fit into the vehicle. Back ends all buttoned up, and all of these have been off because we just sort of moved them off to bleed the brakes. We make sure the bleed nipple is up here. So two things you have to do: 13-inch wheels, simple things, not that hard. 3 coil springs you have to go to instead of the 5 because they hit the caliper. This little lever here has to be just trimmed and bent over a little bit. We end up moving that over to about here, at the top of my finger, so it's 5mm over to get clearance on the wheel, and then making sure the bleed nipple is at the top here to get all the air out, because most common phone call we get is my brakes are not working, I've bled them, but normally with a mount the nipples upside down, it's facing this way. If you try and bleed them that way, you're guaranteed you'll still get air trapped in there. So take the caliper off. We've got a plate in here, as you can see, to replicate the disc in there to do it, and then you can bleed it out the top, and then you'll have a nice solid brake pedal. Right, it's cup time, not cup of tea, cup of coffee, it's cup 200 time. Last event of the year, it just come up last weekend. That was at Donington, a double header, Saturday and Sunday races, and awesome event. The guys are absolutely stoked. I had some stonking racing. It was on live footage actually, and we threw out a video in a week for some on board with Rich and John Cutmore. John Cutmore tied up the championship this year, done a great job, sterling driving all year. Won it with Mike Whiteman Hayward, who really chasing him all year actually, and it ended up whoever could become basically lead at the end of the 2 races was going to win the championship. So congratulations to John again, who will also be entering it next year to defend his title there, so to speak. And we've got Rich Webb also coming back into the fray for the Cup 200 championship. So that's Cup 200 2023 and 24, going for the 25 championship. Now if you want to get involved in that championship, you think, I fancy a bit of that, I'm bored with track days or my other racing, I want to go quick in these fast cars, hook us up, phone call, email, come and see us at the factory here, or if you're near RLM, you're welcome to pop into the guys there and they can talk you through the range. Here we have Ben's car. This is going to be out next year, probably be a different colour choice as well on this particular one. We're going to do a bit of wrapping and a bit of fun on that, get that one out. I mean, it looks like we've got 11 to 12 cars heading out on the grid next year. So you know what to do, hook us up, phone call, email, come and see us at the factory, and we can teach you what's going on with the Cup 200 range. Teach you? What's teach you? What's teach you? Now before I wrap this up, and I'm going to teach you, which I shouldn't have said earlier, I don't know where I got to teach you from, guys, it's quite hilarious really, but if you want to come and see Cup 200 racing for the final time, we've got the Burkitt 6-hour endurance race. That is on the weekend of 28th of October at Silverstone. Last year the guys done stonking. There was a four-man team this year as well, won their class, done extremely well, second overall out of 70 teams and 300 odd cars. So they'll be heading out to Silverstone. You can come along, have a watch. It's a great race, a very historic race, steeped in history, as everything from the Cup 200s to Radicals to Minis to BMWs to Jaguars to all sorts of cars that go round. I mean, it's just absolutely bonkers, and normally 70, 80 cars on track at any one time. It's absolutely mad, but it's really good enjoyment. You can come and see these cars and perhaps come and have a chat with some of the drivers as well. But that's it for this week, guys. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you next week.